So I'm going to start by adding in a curve here. And you can use any of these curves, doesn't matter. I think path is just going to be the most straightforward one. Just going to rotate that and just slightly, you can press E to extrude, just slightly change up this curve a little bit so it's not so static. We'll do something like that. Cool. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go into the curve menu here, and under the geometry, under bevel, you're going to go to depth. That will give it some depth. You don't want to go too high. And then you can also increase the resolution there as well. And then you kind of have like full control. You can move that over here, move this down. You have full control over the curve because it's a curve. Now, at this point, you can't really do too much on the geometry until you apply the actual curve into a mesh. So the way we do that is we tab into object mode, we press Control A, and then go to Visual Geometry to Mesh. Now let's say you want to make some holes in the object here, okay? It's going to be a little bit more difficult because this is a much higher resolution. So you could have either made this lower resolution like beforehand, so maybe make the resolution 8, it's probably a bit better. That way you have a little bit more space to actually add in the holes. I might even do a resolution here of 6. Anyways, this should be fine. So basically what I want to do here is I want to select everything, Control Shift B, and this would basically bevel all of these vertices here, but I don't want to bevel all of them. Really what I want to do is just bevel every other one, like a checker pattern like this. So I'm going to select everything. We're going to go to checker deselect, and technically we should deselect by Alt-Shift clicking the caps here, just the interior parts, and then Control-Shift-B is going to create this this like square effect. Now if you want to add more segments or make this circular, there's two different ways to do it. I'm going to show you how. So the first way is I can go in here and I can increase the segment count, and it's going to create this type of star formation or pattern. And then what you want to do here is you want to go to the profile shape and basically scoot that out a little bit like that. And then technically what you could do is you could go to loop tools and then choose circle, and that would just force it into a circle. If you don't have loop tools, you can turn it on here in the preferences, get extensions and under add-ons. But basically the main difference here is that depending on the profile shape, I can kind of eyeball it, but if you want it to be a perfect circle, just go in. You don't even need to like do too much. You could just go here and then just go to circle, and that's going to make it into a circle. Cool, so now that we have that effect, I actually want to make this a little bit bigger. So let me Control Shift B, make this a little bit bigger, convert that to a circle. Cool. Now I'm going to press X and then delete all of the faces right here. Now the main issue here is the shading is going to be absolutely terrible. If I go into a matte cap that's shiny, the shading is atrocious. You can see all of those shading artifacts here along the mesh. So what we actually want to do instead is before we add any of these details here, we want to duplicate this curve and then just hide it. We're going to transfer the shading information over, okay? So now we can go back in here. We can do our bevel with the circle and then simply delete the faces here. And essentially all I need to do now is I need to go into the data transfer modifier. You've probably seen this in videos before. We're going to go to data transfer. We're going to go to the source object, which is this duplicate, and then we'll just go to face corner data, custom normals, and then the projected face interpolated is going to transfer that shading over. Here's the before and the after. It's a lot cleaner. Cool, so that is precisely what I need to get that effect. And then really all I need to do at this point is give it some thickness. Now the issue here is once I add a solidify modifier, it's going to just completely destroy the shading, as you can see here. So I'm just going to make the solidify go in a little bit. And even if I move the solidify like up here, it's not going to work. So essentially what we want to do before we do the data transfer at all is we want to run our solidify. We can add our auto smooth, okay? We're going to do that. And then we need to apply the solidify here. Now, I'm really only worried about the shading on the external area. So on this one, I don't really need to even bother with the solidify. So all I want to do here is select this entire outer area. Right now, if I go in and I try to add in that data transfer again, face corner data, custom normals, projected face interpolated, same issue. That's because this one doesn't have a thickness to it, and this one has a thickness, so it's transferring like weird. So all I want to do is select the outer area here. And the easiest way to do that is to simply go here into edge mode, select sharp edges. We're going to right click to mark seam. And then I can go into face mode and press the L key, and that'll just select the outer area here. Pretty simple. Now we're just going to add in a vertex group and assign that. Make sure it actually assigned. And then if I go in here and choose that vertex group, it should work. The only thing is we need to add a bevel here, or this is still not going to work well. So let me just add in a very, very slight bevel. We'll make this tiny. And then what we actually need to do here is we need to apply that bevel modifier, okay? And that should, let me check the vertex group here. Now, I don't technically need to transfer any of the shading in here, so I'm just going to add a new vertex group. We'll press the L key once again. We'll assign, make sure that's working, and now the bevel is going to keep the shading held nicely. So again, just choose that vertex group, and boom, there we go. Now we have perfect shading here on the outside, as you can see. And just to emphasize that even further, you can see with this matte cap, it's very wobbly. And then when I turn the data transfer on, it's very clean. So that is essentially how I would create an effect like that. Now I want to show you a different way to do this, but this time with textures, okay? So for this one, I'll actually use the backup here. And instead of going in and, doing this bevel thing, which you could technically do, what I'm going to do instead is utilize a texture. Now, we made a tool for this. It's called Material Works, and I'm going to show you how this functions. I'm just going to go into rendering mode, HDRI, and there's actually a material in here for this specific situation. So I can click on this, and this will basically add in this exact detail. Now what I can do here is I can go to the transform, I can adjust the scale, make it smaller. It doesn't matter how you want to do this really. The only issue is that we're using procedural mode right here, which is going to try to blend this together. In this situation, you don't want to use procedural, you want to use the seam mode and simply put a seam here on the bottom. Just put the seam on the bottom, just unwrap that. And then, now that the seam's on the bottom, we can simply go in and just adjust the scale. So I'm just going to get in here. I could make this like 15 or whatever. There we go. And the cool thing about this is that there's a feature. If I go over to alpha, I can drop this alpha value down to 0, and it's going to be completely hollow, as you can see here. Maybe make the scale like 10. So again, this is with the alpha, this is without the alpha. So we're basically doing this without having to do any sort of geometry effects at all. You can even add in a plane so you can see this better. And you can see how nicely this looks. So that's it. That's how you do it. And if you want to learn our entire hard surface modeling workflow in about 2 weeks, just like all of our students have done here, grab our accelerator program. It's the best on the market. It's going to save you a ton of time, and it's also very cheap. So grab a copy of that. The link will be in the top of the description. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.